This YouTube channel called Captain Workout is only 4 months old, and they already have over 25 million views. At a $10 RPM, that's $250,000 that this channel could have made just from ads. But on their website, they're also selling workout courses with the animated AI character, so they probably made a lot more than that. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start a channel exactly like this, step by step, with all of the tools involved to do so. And how do you know that I can show you this? Well, I've been doing YouTube for the past 10 years. I've grown tons of different channels to millions of subscribers and over 1 billion views on the platform. But more importantly, I've made over $10 million from YouTube. And so if we go ahead and watch any of the videos on this Captain Workout channel, what we'll notice is that it's just an AI generated character doing different workouts and illustrating different concepts like why you should train your neck, which got 2.4 million views in just a month. Or calisthenics versus gym, 2.2 million views in 2 months. And what if I were to tell you that these videos are actually not even that hard to make? And in the videos, there's just somebody talking, giving information on these subjects, and then with an animated illustration. And so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, to give you as much value as possible, I put together an animated workout prompts sheet for you right here that you can access down at the link in the description. And in here, you'll get all the different prompts that we're going to be using to generate these types of AI videos, including all of the tools required to do so. So first things first, we're going to need some video ideas. Now, to get video ideas, we're going to use this Claude video ideas prompt that I have right here. I prefer to use Claude for this, but you can also use something like ChatGPT if you want. But let's go ahead, open up Claude, paste in the prompt right here, and click enter. And just like that, Claude is giving us a bunch of great ideas for the channel. And another way that we can get additional ideas is by going to TubeMagic, going to all tools, going to video ideas, copying the link for this channel, Captain Workout, pasting it right here, clicking generate, and then TubeMagic will analyze this channel and then give us ideas based on what's already worked on that channel that might also work for it. So this one is talking about the surprising benefits of finger workouts. That's very niche, so let's actually generate a few more here. And we've got a few more great ideas right here, but if we're taking a look at what's already worked on this channel, we want to see the patterns that have worked. So on this one, we have a bunch of girls looking at this guy right here with an attraction meter going up, and it's talking about a muscle group that not many people would necessarily associate with being part of that. So whenever you can do thumbnails and title packaging that makes people think like that, that's always good. Or if you just have a simple video like calisthenics versus gym, which answers a question that a lot of people have, that can also be very good. So standard tutorials, along with doing tutorials that cause some type of curiosity like this right here. Like for example, you could talk about any muscle group on the body and then have this attraction-based thumbnail right here. I think that's a really good idea. Now, the video idea that we're going to do will be why training your forearms will transform your entire physique. That really makes people think, like, what is the importance of just your forearm? So I really think it's going to make people want to click this video. And then we're going to need a script, and we're going to also use TubeMagic for our script. You can, of course, use any large language model of your choice, like ChatGPT or Claude directly if you want. TubeMagic actually uses Claude on the back end because it writes scripts that sound very much so like humans. But the benefit of using TubeMagic is the fact that it's trained on all of the best scripting data of what actually works on YouTube, like opening and closing loops and keeping people's attention throughout the entire video. So if we go to our prompt sheet right here, I actually give you a prompt for using within TubeMagic right here. Make a script about this, making sure to focus on actual workouts and giving an actual routine, because that is what these videos do. They give an actual routine and they tell people what they should actually be doing. So then we'll head on over to TubeMagic, go to new script, paste in that prompt, and then paste in our title that we have right here. We'll replace what we have in the parentheses there. There we go. We'll select a word count. It looks like the most popular video on this channel is 8 minutes long, so we'll copy that. We'll do about an 8-minute video, which will be about 1,200 words. And all of these will be selected by default, which are all the best frameworks for writing amazing scripts. And then we can even add context video links if we find any videos on YouTube that are also about that subject. But I'm going to leave that blank for this one right here. Then we'll go ahead and click enter. And now we have our script being written. Let's take a look at this intro right here. What if I told you that the most overlooked muscle in your body could completely transform your entire physique in ways you never imagined? Today we're diving deep into forearm training, and I'm going to show you why neglecting these muscles is sabotaging your gains, and I'll give you a bulletproof routine that will change everything. That's a fantastic intro that we can go ahead and use. Now, our next tool we'll be using to generate the voiceover will be 11 Labs. Inside of 11 Labs, we'll make sure to go to the studio section right here, and then we'll select new blank project, audio project. And the reason we're going to the studio is because it allows us to generate more words at one time as opposed to just using the text to speech, but we can use all the same voices and everything. So we'll go open up this, we'll go to our script, copy it right there, pasting it into 11 Labs. We'll select our voice. I actually cloned my own voice on 11 Labs. If you want to use my voice, by the way, feel free. It's definitely a lot less used than all of those main voices on 11 Labs that everybody uses. You don't want your video sounding like everything else, so use a voice that isn't as widely used, or even better yet, clone your own voice. From here then, we'll then export this whole thing as a WAV file and then click export. And now we're gonna need to generate the character. And the best AI for generating characters, or really any AI images in general right now, at least in my opinion from all of the ones that I've tried, is Seedream. Now, to access Seedream, I like to use a website called OpenArt, but feel free to use whatever you want. I like OpenArt because it's also got all the other top AI models within it. And I give you a prompt right here in the prompt sheet for generating the character, where it says a full body shot of a muscular superhero character, and I put a bunch of information into that prompt, along with if you want to change anything. So if we take a look at Captain Workout, he's got a W on his forehead, and then he's gray in color. But on this prompt, I give you parentheses that you can go ahead and change out if you want. So instead of saying gray, you could change this to yellow or blue or whatever color you want. And if you want to change this letter on his forehead, if your channel is going to be about something different, then you can go ahead and do that. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this prompt, go to OpenArt, make sure we choose the Seedream 4.0 model, paste in the prompt right here, and then we'll scroll down to output settings. And for this, we're going to do a vertical image that is 9:16, because this is just the character image. This isn't going to be a frame in any video or anything. Then I like to go ahead, do 4 at a time, click create right there. And if we take a look at what OpenArt has generated for us, this looks very good. This is exactly what we're looking for. I don't know about the glowing eyes thing, but I really like this one right here. This one honestly looks really good. So once we find one that we like, then we can go ahead and download this. And then we need to generate the actual images for the frames of the video. And the best way to do this is to take a look at your script directly and then see what's being talked about during that. So for example, this one starts with, what if I told you the most overlooked muscles in your body could transform your entire physique in ways you never imagined? That starts with a question as to what these muscles are. So I think we should start off with our character sitting there and wondering, because it starts with curiosity. So we'll start it with him having his chin on his hand, just thinking on a rock. And I give you a prompt for this as well. If you see right here, we have a prompt for generating the different workout poses, but this one actually isn't a workout pose. So we'll just go ahead and type this in ourselves, and we'll type in, for example, make him sitting on a rock thinking with his head resting on his hand. We'll change that to say chin resting on his hand. Then we can go ahead and upload an image reference. This will be the image we just downloaded of the character. And then for output settings, we're going to want to change this to 16:9 because it's a widescreen format, and then click create. Now, one thing I just forgot was that we should be adding the character on a specific background. So if we want to copy what this channel is doing, they have kind of a light blue background right here. Then we'll go here and we'll say on a plain light blue neutral background. We can also put make him look exactly the same as the reference image. There we go. Then click create. Then we'll go back to the script and we'll see what it talks about next. Talking about forearms. Most people think that forearms are just those stringy muscles that pop out when you flex your wrist. Dead wrong. So then let's do an image of our character flexing his wrist. And overall, these first images look pretty good. You could, of course, play around with the background color. If you wanted a specific color, you can actually specify in the prompt if you want a specific hex code color. But for this, we'll just call it good enough just to show you as an example. Also, this one looks pretty good. You can also specify if you want it to be an animated style, as this might look a little bit too realistic. So I really like this one right here, but I'm going to generate a few more in a 2D animation style there. And then we'll go ahead and generate the forearm flexing. So we'll say, make him flexing his forearm muscles close up with just his arm visible. Light blue neutral background. Create. Then our next part of the script talks about doing pull-ups and deadlifts. So let's do one of our character doing a pull-up. So we'll say, make him doing a pull-up, close up, animated style. And this one's very good for our next frame of the video, by the way, so we'll go ahead and download that. And this image that it just generated also looks good, so we'll go ahead and download it. And then we need to animate all of these images that we just generated. And my recommendation for that is using a platform called Kling. I recommend Kling over stuff like Google VO or Sora 2 because those software are so expensive. You don't want to be spending that much for generating videos. I recommend Kling. It's like 30 cents a video, somewhere around there for a 1080p video. That's 10 seconds, which is about the best price you can do. And that's why I recommend the Seedream Kling combo. You can keep the characters looking a lot more consistent, and then you can animate it really nicely as well. And opening up Kling, what we're going to want to do is go ahead and go to the image to video feature. Go to add a start frame and upload our image. Then within the prompt sheet, we can copy this right here, paste it in for the prompt, and then select make him doing pull-ups instead of push-ups. I put that in parentheses so you can easily change it. Demonstrate how to do them the correct way. That looks perfect. We'll select 10 seconds and click generate. Now these videos will take about 3 minutes to finish. What's cool is we can do multiple at the same time. So now I went ahead and I generated some images of his forearms close up, saying make an image of him showing his forearm super close up, just his arm is visible, animated style. Looks really good just to demonstrate that muscle group specifically. Also, just to show you other things you can do people, of course, doing sit-ups, any exercise you want. You can also even ask AI to give you a list of different exercises and how to anatomically do the poses correctly. You can easily get Claude to generate you prompts for doing that, and I'll give you some prompts on the prompt sheet as well. So then I went ahead, downloaded those, uploaded them to Kling right here. As you can see, I had him doing slow pull-ups right here, demonstrating how to do them correctly. That looks really good. I also have this video of him thinking. However, there's really no motion in it. It's literally just a slow zoom in. So I don't think that was the best. So I'm regenerating one right here where he rubs his chin as he's thinking, just to add a little bit more motion to it. And once these are ready, then we're going to need to edit the videos. Now, my recommendation is to use CapCut. In my opinion, it's the easiest editor out there. However, feel free to use any editor you want. You also got editors like iMovie if you're on Mac, or OpenShot or Shotcut if you're on Windows, if you want just completely free video editors. We're just going to be doing some very simple editing. It's not too bad at all, but you do need to see how to do it correctly because we are going to utilize some certain features within CapCut to really enhance these videos. So we'll go ahead and we will download all of our videos that we generated from Kling, and then we'll open up CapCut. Now, if you go back and you watch that Captain Workout channel, you'll notice that in a lot of their videos, there's not much motion really. Some of it is literally just photos with zooming in and zooming out that would be done through editing. Within CapCut, you can do that using something called keyframes. And I'll show you exactly how to do it, but I'm just saying that to tell you that the videos we're doing are gonna look even better than that channel that probably made $250,000. So check this out. Within CapCut, once we have our clips imported right here, you just drag them from your computer into here. Then we'll go ahead and we'll take our voiceover and we'll drag it to the timeline. And this is our voiceover from 11 Labs. Then I like to click this button right here, which will zoom it to fit the timeline. Then we'll go ahead and we'll drag the clips that correspond, starting with the clip of him thinking right here. Then we can click play and see what this looks like. What if I told you that the most overlooked muscles in your body could completely transform you? That's great. Then when we want to split this clip, or when we want to end it rather, we just select it at the end and then drag this down to make it a little bit shorter. And then we'll drag in our next clip. So then it's talking about muscles. So we'll do this video right here of him flexing his muscles. Transform your entire physique in ways you never imagined. Today we're diving deep into forearm training, and I'm going to show you exactly. That looks good. Now, one thing is that Kling generated sound effects, which we do not need for this. So we're going to click this, go to track height and set it to tall. That'll make it a little bit easier for us to drag this all the way down because we don't want any sound in any of these videos here. We just want the voiceover for this. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Then we'll drag this back right here. And now what we're doing here is just dragging each clip that corresponds to what we're talking about here. And if we ever don't have enough clips or we need another clip, feel free to head back on over to OpenArt and Kling to generate more stuff that you might need. The cool thing about AI is that you don't have to go film another thing. You don't have to go search for stock footage and hope that they have it. You can just generate literally anything that you need for this. So it makes it a lot easier for sure. And so now we're talking about upper body exercises. So we'll go ahead and drag this in right here. And perfect. And then we'll basically just go ahead and do this for the remainder of the video, but literally just within a few minutes, I've made a video that looks pretty darn good. And when our video is ready to export, we'll click export right here, select 1080p, and then click export. And now here's the video that we just created. What if I told you that the most overlooked muscles in your body could completely transform your entire physique in ways you never imagined? Today we're diving deep into forearm training, and I'm going to show you exactly why neglecting these muscles is sabotaging your gains. Your forearms are the foundation of every single upper body exercise you do. That's honestly pretty incredible, and it only took us a few minutes to do it. Now, as I promised, I also wanted to show you keyframes because sometimes there's just images within the videos and you just need to zoom in on a certain aspect. If that's the case, all you have to do is select the image or the video you want to zoom in on, go to the very beginning of the video on the timeline, and then select scale and select position, and click these two buttons right here. Then go ahead and drag your playhead to the very end of the clip right there, and then also select position and scale. Then you can go ahead and make this a bunch bigger. So if let's say we wanted it to zoom in more right there, since this video is already zooming in, but you get the point. You can use this, for example, on pictures as well. Then if we go ahead and play through this, what if I told you that the most overlooked muscles in your body could, as you can see, it's zooming in a lot more. So if you want to make sure to put proper zooms, you can do that. Also, you can go ahead and import things like red arrows or red circles if you want to demonstrate something very specific in particular. And now my best practices for doing this would be, number one, don't just copy that character exactly. Make your character its own unique color and its own unique design. Feel free to play around with this too. There's so much potential within this niche. You could do a channel like this for people over 50. You could do a channel like this for women, and you could do a channel like this for young men. There's so many different demographics you could do, and you could do body weight exercise channels, and you could also even do weightlift exercising channels. There's so much potential out there, and my recommendation is to go into one of those specific niches and be hyper specific with your content. Also, it's a best practice to change up the scene and the clip that's being shown at least every 5 seconds throughout the video in order to help keep people's attention. Also, make sure if you're using AI generated scripts to go through the script and do a quality check to make sure everything makes sense and it's giving value. And if it's not, feel free to cut out certain portions of the script, write in portions of the script yourself, and just overall make sure your videos are giving value. We don't just want to be putting AI slop up there onto YouTube. We want actual videos that provide actual value that actually help people. Now for thumbnails, you can use any software you want. My preference would be something like paint.net or Canva or Snappa, the latter two being online based. And I would generate an image from Seedream specifically for a thumbnail. And then you can go ahead and add things like text. Also, it looks like with this Captain Workout channel that they highlight certain things with red circles and green circles. So feel free to do that as well. You can easily add shapes in any image editor out there. And there's huge benefits of having an AI avatar character similar to this channel, and also channels like Yellow Dude, which is another example channel that does similar videos, due to the fact that you're building a real brand. You have a character, you own some IP now that you can build a connection with viewers with. And the cool thing is it's not even based on your face. So this channel could potentially even outlive you. I mean, look at animated characters from the past, like Walt Disney with Mickey Mouse, that still lives on to this day because he created IP. So these types of channels are a lot better than just running those generic faceless channels, like a lot of the channels that frankly got me play buttons for getting millions of subscribers. I'm changing my content strategy a little bit now to make more channels like the one that I'm just showing you. Now, it's one thing to know how to make these types of videos, but it's an entire another thing to know how to make them go viral. And in this video right here, I share my #1 technique that I've never shared before publicly online of how I'm able to consistently go viral on brand new channels, including my personal channel, including every single channel that I start. And I share it in this video right here. So make sure to check it out. And I'm also going to show you how to monetize these types of channels before you're ever even monetized. I'll back it all up in that video. My name is Matt Parr. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com, and do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.